Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this linear equation, 4x plus 9y equals 18. We're going to do some things with it like we've done in the previous parts of this chapter to help you out for the quiz. So the first thing is ask you to rewrite this equation in slope-intercept form. That means to take 4x plus 9y equals 18 and solve it for y. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this 4x and we're going to subtract it over to the other side. Again, I'm not going to write down every step as we've been doing in class, so 18 minus 4x is what you get on the other side when you subtract 4x from that side over to here. Then you divide by 9. When you divide by 9 on both sides, you will get y equals 18 divided by 9 is 2. Negative 4 divided by 9 is negative 4 over 9x. If you rewrite that as negative 4 over 9x plus 2, that's your slope-intercept form. Finding the x and the y-intercept for a function, remember we talked about in this class, if you want to find the x-intercept, you let y equal 0. So literally on your paper you plug in 0 where the y is located and you solve the corresponding equation that you get. 4x equals 18. Dividing by 4 there gives you 9 over 2 or 4.5. Remember, don't forget to actually put it into a point. For the y-intercept, you do the same thing except for you're plugging in 0 for x to find your y-intercept. So you plug in 0 into that function for x, and I'm sorry, I don't know why I put parentheses there. We'll leave it though. This cancels out, leaves me with 9y equals 18. You divide by 2 on both sides, or 9 on both sides, and that gives you y equals 2. So it gives you 0, 2. You should recognize that because there, 2 was my y-intercept when I solved into slope-intercept form. Finding the slope means you take 2 points and you do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Guys, if you're finding the rate of change in a word problem, it's the same process. I'm going to use these 2 points since I already have these 2 points. I'm going to do 2 minus 0 over 0 minus 4.5. When I do that, that gives me 2 over negative 4.5. If you take your calculator out and get a decimal here and press math, enter, it will change it back to a fraction of negative 4 over 9, which is what we found up here when we did our slope-intercept form. So, these 3 things are critical to linear equations, and they can help you with several different problems. Like I said, even in the slope, if you see a word problem that says find the rate of change, you're doing the same thing. Okay? So when you go to the last question on here, it says to graph it. You can graph this using your slope-intercept form. You can graph it using your x-intercept and y-intercept. I don't care. You choose what method you want to graph with. I personally, I told you guys several times, that negative 4 over 9x plus 2, I like the mx plus b, and I like to, here it comes, wait for it, begin at 2. I know it gets on your nerves, right? And then go down 4, move down 4 over 9, and you will see that you have 2 points to connect your dots. I'm going to connect these dots as well as I can. It's not going to be real pretty just because I don't have a ruler handy, but fairly close to a straight line. I missed my last point a little bit.